Yo, what is good, Sixer Nation? DFJ Hoops here. You already know. Back again. Another live stream, another show. Let's get right into it. Salute to the people in the chat room. Salute to my guy BJ in the building. Cavs fan. Appreciate you, bro. Says salute, brother. Hope you're doing all right. Can't wait for the Cavs Sixers matchup this year. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But just like I told you last time, bro, make sure you tap in with TuneIn Sports. The TuneIn Sports is a Cavs he's a Cavs content creator, so you definitely want to tap in with him. But yeah, appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you come in, please make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and also don't forget to hit the bell notification icon. So, um, salute to my guy Humble in the building. Appreciate you, appreciate you. Also a Cavs fan. But yeah, let's get right into it. So, what we got on the agenda today? What's on the docket? We're going to talk about Sixers preseason. Also, we just got some news about Jared McCain's recovery timeline, and also we got to talk about Quentin Grimes being the last and only remaining restricted free agent left for this season. And last but not least, we got to talk about Tyrese Maxey's leadership role. So that's all that's on the agenda for today. But appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. My guy Humble's always gonna support. TuneIn Sports is always gonna support. So BJ, you seen the Cavaliers talk, you definitely want to tap in with him. And yeah, TuneIn Sports is a good dude. But let's get started. So I think the last time we spoke, right, that was before media day. Now I didn't really get a chance to cover media day, but we all heard what we were expecting to hear, right? People didn't really like what some of the players said. People didn't like the the body language of some of the players, the Joel Embiid's, the Paul George. But me personally, it was really positive. Only people that I didn't really like what they were saying were these two, cap artists, and I mean, we all know what they we all know what they're capable of doing. But fast forward from media day, the Sixers, they're having their training camp in Abu Dhabi, and I mean we've seen pictures of them. We've seen the guys, really enjoying their time, really enjoying their stay in Abu Dhabi. Exploring the area, interacting with the people, playing with the children, helping the children work on their games and whatnot. Joel Embiid, has been participating with the team even though he's injured, and we don't know when he's going to be coming back to the team, right? Paul George has not even started any anything contact related. So he's not getting on the court anytime soon. But for Joel Embiid, I think he probably gets on the court sooner than Paul George, right? But the Sixers preseason game, I think it starts at 12 o'clock tomorrow. They take on the New York Knicks. And the Knicks got to Abu Dhabi, I think 2 or 3 days ago. They're exploring the place as well. And salute to the Knicks. I mean, I might hate the Knicks, but the Knicks are doing a very, very good job, with the team construction, building the team around Jalen Brunson. I mean, I might be a hater, but when it's time for me to give credit, I'm gonna definitely give credit, right? The Knicks are definitely one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. And I think this year they'll definitely be a tough team. But we take them on, in preseason, which I mean the Knicks and the Sixers we're very, very familiar with them, especially this Jalen Brunson led team, along with Karl Anthony Towns and all the rest of the players they got. But me personally, how I approach the preseason is very, very different from how I approach regular season, which I think everybody else does the same. I mean, I don't watch the preseason for wins and losses. Right now, if you win, that's cool. If you lose, it's also good. But me personally, I'm looking for the players. I'm seeing how much effort they're putting into the games. I'm not really looking at the scoreboard like that. But even though I'm not looking at the scoreboard, I expect players to take and make good shots, make good plays, and also hustle back on defense. Right, that's what I expect. The Knicks have a good team. Yeah. The Knicks, they definitely got a good team. But yeah, like I said, I mean, I'm not watching for wins and losses. I want to see how much effort they put out there. I want to see how much shape these players are in. Now, I mean, I know for the most part, most of these guys are definitely going to be in shape because over the summer, Maxi, and I'm gonna get to Maxi in a very few minutes here. I mean, Maxi hosted a lot of private workouts with some of the guys. Most of the younger players, not too many of the veteran guys, not too many of the Andre Drummond, the Kelly Oubres. It was mostly of the young guys, right? We seen pictures of them. We saw a couple videos of all of them working together. So the younger guys are gonna they're most definitely gonna be in much better shape than the veterans. Now I'm not saying the veterans didn't put in any work, but they definitely did, but not to the same level or not to the same magnitude that the younger guys did. So I expect the younger guys, to give more effort. I really want to see for the most part. I really want to see the younger guys get more playing time. I mean, it's preseason; everybody's gonna play, right? Ain't nobody gonna play 30 minutes. Maxi's not gonna play 30 minutes. Embiid and Paul George will not be playing. I'm assuming, right? Paul George most definitely is not going to play, right? Paul George is most definitely not going to play. But Joel Embiid, there might be a chance he might suit up, or maybe not the first game, but the second game because the Sixers play the Knicks twice, right? I think there's a day or two in between games or whatever. He might play the second one, but I don't think he plays in the first one, right? But yeah, for the most part, I want to see most of the younger guys, right? I want to see most of the younger guys, the VJ Edgecombs, the Justin Edwards, the Adem Bone is like I really want to see these guys out there. I know they're definitely going to play with a lot of effort. They're going to play with a lot of passion as well. They're definitely going to make it very, very tough right now. I expect the Knicks to not also play their best players a ton of minutes, right? The Knicks have a whole different coach, right? Tom Thibodeau's not with them no more. They got Mike Brown. Mike Brown's philosophies and how he approaches the game is very, very different from how Tom Thibodeau did things. So they're also going to play most of their younger guys, right? A lot of guys are going to play as well. So I think between 15 and 25 minutes, for Maxi, for some of the guys that we expect to start, it's not too bad. It's not too bad, right? It's not too bad at all. But also I just want to see how Maxi plays, right? I want to see how he approaches it. Is he gonna approach this game with the scores mentality and try to score, or is he going to approach it way differently, right? Is he going to approach it way differently? And that's what I'm looking for with Maxi. But in terms of the other guys, like I said, I want to see I want to see a lot of effort. I don't want to see nobody take any plays off. I want to see us play together collectively as a unit, right? Do everything as a team, win as a team, play with effort as a team, and let's see if we can win. Now, if we win, cool. If we lose, cool. But for the most part, I'm just looking at the effort that you're playing with. I'm trying to see how much shape you're in because the season starts in about 21, 22, maybe 23 days. So that's the most important part when it comes to preseason. Now, that's just me. That's how I approach it. Others might approach it differently, which is fine, right? I mean, I've never heard anybody bragging on preseason wins, right? That'd be ridiculous. That's ludicrous. But like I said, I just want to see guys play with effort. That's what I'm looking for. Salute to my guy Mitch in the building. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. What's good? We're definitely gonna get to your boy, Jared McCain. We're definitely gonna talk about him. We got some news about him. We're definitely gonna talk about him. So, salute to Mitch. Y'all can definitely check out his channel. Does a lot of football, basketball. He's very versatile when it comes to sports. So y'all should definitely go check him out. I think yeah, for the preseason part, I mean, yeah, that's for the most part, that's what I'm looking for when it comes to the players. Now, when it comes to Nick Nurse, right? Now, this might be, the preseason, that's when these two clowns, if you give these two clowns a lot of minutes, I don't even care, right? These two clowns right here. This right here. Now, Lowry ain't no clown. I said clown, but I'm gonna take it back. Kyle Lowry, from Philly, from North. I ain't gonna disrespect him, right? 20 years in the league ain't no joke, right? Every guard on the Sixer team needs to look up to him in terms of when it comes to longevity, right? Now he does have some bad habits that you definitely don't want to take anything of the bad habits. You know, going to Chick-fil-A before media day, right? He had Chick. But hey, I mean, he's 20 years in, right? So he can get away with it. But the younger guys, I wouldn't recommend them, going that route. But as I was saying, I think in the preseason, I mean, he's probably not gonna play, or he might play. I mean, who knows? But I mean, I just want to see the younger guys more, right? If you give them a few minutes, spot minutes here or there, that's cool. We know what Nick Nurse be doing, right? When it comes to Kyle Lowry, that's his golden boy, because they won a championship with the Raptors. But yeah, he might get some minutes now. Eric Gordon, he might get out there too. So who knows? But yeah, I just want to see most of the younger guys, and especially I want to focus on VJ Edgecombe. I want to focus on what you call it. I was about to say Jared McCain, Justin Edwards, and I want to focus on Adem Bona as well. Right now, Jared McCain did not travel with the team because he had to go through his procedure. We're gonna get to him in a few minutes here. But yeah, I just want to see those three guys are who I'm gonna look at the most. Now, Maxi's gonna do Maxi. Maxi's gonna do his thing, but those three other guys, those three younger players, I really want to focus on them very, very much. Now, like I said the last time, I think Justin Edwards is very, very underrated, right? Very, very underrated. He works hard. He puts in the work. He plays with a ton of effort. But I think this season, the sophomore season, I think he has to take things to a whole nother level. And whatever role that he's playing in, I mean, Nick Nurse is going to assign the roles to these players. But whatever role that he ends up with, I think he's definitely gonna thrive in that role, right? I mean, I think he's gonna be a 3 and D kind of like 3 and D kind of wing player that comes in, or whether he starts, he's going to take the assignment of guarding the other team's best players, right? I think that's going to be one of his biggest roles. And offensively, he might have a role to a certain degree when it comes to, scoring. I mean, they're definitely going to use him as a spot up shooter sometimes. He might have some ISO possessions here or there, especially on broken plays. I mean, you don't want to call plays like that for him often, but you definitely want to see him, see what he's capable of doing. And I mean, he did show that last season, a few um a limit, small sample size of what he's capable of doing offensively, which is, scoring, getting into his bag, breaking down defenses, getting into the lane, causing defenses to go in full rotations, and whether he could score at the rim or also make plays. I think there was this play last year against the Denver Nuggets where I think it was a steal. He got it. Russell Westbrook was picking him up. He spun. He spun away from Russ, and he threw the oop to Yabusele. I mean, that was a good play right there. And I think next season we're definitely going to see a few highlight clips from Justin Edwards. Like, I'm really high on this dude, like very, very high. Now, I'm not saying he's a superstar. I'm not saying he's some all-star caliber player. No, but somebody who could, you know, give you very, very good quality minutes and good quality production if given the opportunity. I absolutely see this kid in that role thriving. So, shout out to Justin Edwards. Salute to my guy John in the building. Appreciate you, bro. He says clowns. Oh my god, bro, you funny. But yeah, I mean Lowry ain't gonna be playing that much. Eric Gordon might play, but I think these guys are older. They got a lot of miles on their legs, so you don't want to play them a ton of minutes. 5 to 7 minutes should be good for them, in my opinion. Lowry 5 to 7 minutes should be good for him, right? 5 to 7 minutes should be good for him. But I mean, we don't really have a ton of playmakers as of right now. I mean, Maxi, other than Maxi, who else is the playmaker on this team, right? That's why I was pushing for the grind machine to return to the Sixers and also give us some playmaking, some secondary playmaking along with Tyrese Maxey. But we're gonna get to Grimes in a few minutes here. Yeah. But other than Maxey, I mean VJ Edgecombe, that part of his game is not developed yet, at least not in his rookie season, right? Now that's something that the Sixers hope he can work on in the very near future or moving forward. But I think him playing with Maxey. I mean, Maxey is not the playmaker you want to learn from. Maxey's not really a playmaker, but that's also something that he's trying to develop in his game, right? So Kyle Lowry might end up playing. Right? I mean, who knows, right? Because you definitely need a playmaker out there on the floor, so you definitely gonna have to give him some minutes. But I mean, like I said, preseason don't really matter. You just want to see how the players are in shape, and you move on from there. So, I think that's about it. Humble says, I'm excited for you guys to have a healthy Andre Drummond. I think he can average a smooth 17 points and 14 rebounds off the bench. Uh 17 points is a stretch because he's not gonna have that role offensively. But I mean the rebounding part, 14 rebounds is also a stretch. No bench, no big man coming off the bench is giving you 14. Hell, Domantas Sabonis led the league in rebounding, and that was like what 14 rebounds, and he's a starter. So what makes you think a bench player can give you 14 rebounds off the bench? Humble, you trolling, bro. You was a troll. But yeah, I mean he's healthy. He said he dealt with a toe injury or whatever, right? So he's much healthier right now. With all the time off from last season. So hopefully he can give you something when he's in the game, right? Some, quality production, right? We're not asking him to be Joel Embiid, but be something like be a very good contributor coming off the bench. That's what we ask of Andre Drummond for the most part. So, yeah, 14 to 17 points and 14 rebounds. Yeah, that's not realistic. Not realistic at all. But yeah, let me move ahead. Let me move along. But yeah, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Though. Appreciate y'all. Smash that like button if you just walked in. Salute to my guy, Rap Guy Reloaded in the building. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for stopping by. Let me talk about Jared McCain and his recovery timeline right now. Jared McCain, unfortunately, I think the day before or 2 days before, a day or two before media day, that's when he um suffered an injury to his right thumb. God forgive me. No Diddy. But yeah, I think a day or two before media day, that's when he had the thumb injury. It's a hyperextension of the thumb, the UCL, which I think it means owner collateral. I may be wrong, but that's what I remember from EMP class. But yeah, we got news this morning that he underwent a successful procedure to fix it. That was given to us by Keith Pompey, Sixers beat writer for the Philly Inquirer. Now, this is what it says. It says the Sixers announced early today that Jared McCain had successful surgery to repair a UCL tear in his right thumb on Tuesday. The surgery was performed by Dr. Michelle Carlson at the Hospital for Special Surgery. Now, I mean, prior to hearing this news, I was really sad, right? I was sad because for number one, it's a start to his NBA career, and he's had a second setback, right, which is a thumb injury, right. The first one was an injury to his lower extremity, was a knee injury, meniscus injury, whatever it was. It cut his season short. He was ruled out for the remainder of the season, which was very very surprising to me, believe it or not. And he did his best. I mean, he worked with the physical therapist, worked with the strength and conditioning team, put in the work, did rehab, did all that, right? Got ready for training camp, getting ready for the preseason, and then 2 or 3 days prior, he gets hit. He suffers a hyperextension to the thumb, right? So it's just very very sad because I know what he's capable of doing, and he has a high ceiling with his team, right? I had him in my 6 man of the year candidates for next season. At least that's the role I think he's gonna play, right? But at this moment, he's probably gonna miss, between 6 to 12 weeks. Now they're saying he's gonna miss 4 to 6 weeks, but I know the 76ers 4 weeks after or 4 weeks from today, they'll tell you that he's going to miss an additional 2 weeks. So that's why I'm saying 6 to 12 weeks. But I mean, normally it takes you about 2 to 3 months to recover from that procedure. It's not that. It, yeah, it takes about 2 to 3 months to recover from it. So, but yeah, I think at this point, him going down, it really sucks for the Sixers. Really sucks for us because that will trigger Nick Nurse this injury might, I'm not saying it will, but this injury might trigger Nick Nurse to playing his golden boy in Kyle Lowry. Right? Because that's what happened. Like Kyle's first season here, DeAnthony Melton dealt with injuries, a back injury or whatever. He got a lot of playing time playing in the Knicks series where, he wasn't really that good, right? Got a lot of playing time in that series because our starting two guard was hurt. Next year, which was the 24-25 season, last season, guards deal with injuries. Kyle Lowry's on the court, right? Kyle Lowry's on the court. Now, heading into next season, I don't know. Now, it's good that Kyle Lowry came out and admitted himself that, this year he's going to be in kind of a leadership mentor role for the younger guys, which is very, very good. Also, he's going to be an analyst on a TV network somewhere. I don't know. I forgot. Y'all can tell me in the comment section, right? So that's good that he is conceding to that role, but it's still not going to change the fact that Nick Nurse might think of playing Kyle Lowry a ton of minutes, right? So that's one of the disadvantages with, Jared McCain going down. I mean, you don't want to see your players go down, especially with the Sixers, what they went through last season. I mean, you don't want to see nobody go down, but at this point, it's just it's very, very tough to deal with. Right? It's very, very tough to deal with because the guard rotation, I was really relying on Jared McCain. But 2 to 3 months, he might return like maybe December, late December, early January, who knows. But, he was definitely going to be a huge part of what the Sixers do next season, right? As a rotation player. Or even as a starter. Now, I disagree to him starting. That's a whole nother conversation. But, Kyle Lowry, it's just a nightmare for me at this point, right? It's just a nightmare because I know what Nick Nurse is capable of doing, and he might go to that. He might make that decision, but it's I'm laughing about it right now, but it's definitely something serious, very, very serious, and I know my guy Ja is definitely gonna go off on this on he definitely gonna go off on Nick Nurse. Right. It's very, 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 very I don't want to see this. I don't want to see it happen. But that's why I am counting on the grind machine to sign for the team. Now I'm gonna get to the grind machine in a few minutes here, but if I see Kyle Lowry playing significant minutes next season, I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna take it, bro. I just don't. I don't. Because I don't want to see this guy out there. I don't. Right? Now we give him props, we give him credit for playing 20 years. 20 seasons in the NBA. That especially a 6 foot guard playing 20 seasons, that's unheard of, right? Him and another guard, I'm not gonna give that other guard any credit whatsoever. Y'all know I really hate him, but that's cool. But it's just I don't know. I hope the Sixers have a backup plan, when it comes to this and how they approach it, and hopefully the grind machine signs with the team before the deadline. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Lowry was already out of the rotation in his previous team. That's like 2 years ago. Don't know why Nurse still thinks about playing him at all. Yes, he was playing for the Miami Heat, right? Playing for the Miami Heat, and he was barely getting any minutes, right? Barely getting any minutes. He gets traded to the Charlotte Hornets, gets a buyout, signs with the Sixers, gets on the Sixers, and then he was probably happy that DeAnthony Melton was dealing with injuries because guess what? He gets to play. He gets to get all that playing time, right? Playing 30+ minutes a night. Now, don't get me wrong. When he got here playing for the Sixers, he did have some good moments, right? Had some good moments, but I don't think those good moments warranted him playing 30 minutes a night, especially in the playoffs, right? Especially in the playoffs too. But again, who was going to play those minutes, right? We didn't have anybody that could fill that role. So yeah, just Nick Nurse was probably happy for giving him all those minutes. Salute to my guy Cheyenne. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. What's good, bro? What's good, Shy? What's good? What's good? He says Nick Nurse is JB in this. Bro, I don't know why y'all Cavs fans be disrespecting JB. JB's a very good. He's a hell of a coach, bro. He's a very very good coach. Right? He's a very very good coach. Now, yeah, he hasn't had any success in terms of deep postseason runs or winning a championship, but I think he's a very very good coach. And Nick Nurse is absolutely a championship caliber coach. Now these head coaches, I mean, they have their own guys that they want to play. They got, I mean, it's just like us. Like we have our favorites. I think these head coaches also have favorites, right? They're human. They're just like us. So he probably has his favorites, right? And probably will choose to play some players over other players. So yeah, they're not perfect, but playing Kyle Lowry is the biggest nightmare for any Sixer fan next season, right? Salute to my guy Mike Sports Vibes. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. I was on the live today. Appreciate you. Keep going. Keep grinding. Salute to Bookbag TMU. Appreciate you, bro. Keep grinding, little bro. We about to have a good season, no matter who out there or not. Appreciate you, bro. I love the optimism too, and appreciate your good message. Appreciate you. It means a lot to me. Appreciate it. Josh says I'd rather have Markel. Hey, Markel, I mean, he out the league, but yeah, I'd rather at this point have him than Kyle Lowry. Right? Rather have him than Kyle Lowry, but yeah, definitely. And definitely over that Australian guy. 100%. Bookbag says Kyle's a vet. You gotta respect him and gotta rank from playing hard. Yeah. I mean, when it comes to him, winning a championship, I give him that respect. Like I don't disrespect champions. Like, I give him his props. He was definitely a huge piece on that Toronto Raptors championship team. You definitely gotta give it up to him. But like right now, it's just that he's played too many years, got a lot of miles on his legs. He's not as effective as he once was, right? And I think we got younger guys that can definitely get on the court and do what he does, or if not better, right? Be more effective than what Kyle Lowry is. And that's all I'm saying. Right. And we know Nick Nurse has, he has that Raptors favoritism, right? Like I think every player that played for the Raptors at some point and play for the Sixers under Nick Nurse has some kind of favoritism for those guys. I mean, look at Jeff Dowtin. He used to play Jeff Dowtin a lot of minutes too. But I mean, Jeff Dowtin was, he was effective. Don't get me wrong. He was definitely effective. But sometimes it's just, you got to have the right guys in at the right time. So yeah. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. Let me get to the Quentin Grimes thing. But wishing Jared McCain a speedy recovery. The Sixers we definitely we definitely need him right for the season. A scorer coming off the bench. I think that's the perfect role for him. I'm gonna keep saying it. I know some Sixer fans don't agree with it, but I think every team you need a balance, right? You need a balance on the starting team, and you need a balance coming off the bench as well, right? You need advantages and disadvantages. That's what every team has, right? Every team has those advantages, and I think we have to create our own as well, right? So if we have Joel Embiid, Paul George, Maxey in the starting lineup, like guys that can absolutely score, we also need some scoring coming off the bench as well. So that's the way I'm gonna put it. But yeah, wishing Jared McCain a speedy recovery, 100%. Yeah, moving along. Quentin Grimes. The grimy Now, Sixer fans are saying he's holding out. I don't think he's holding out, but I think he's trying to, trying to get the most that he can, right? After the production that he gave us last season. I mean, didn't really matter, but in today's NBA, you get paid based off your production, right? You get paid based off what you produce from the previous season. And if he's pushing for a higher salary, you can't really fault them, right? Can't really blame them for that. You get the money while you can, right? You get the money while you can. And there's been a ton of players that made mistakes in the past, and he doesn't want to be one of them. See, Shy always comes in and he on some. Man, Shy, you crazy, bro. But yeah, I fuck with Shy though. Don't get it wrong. But yeah. So I don't think Quentin Grimes wants to make that mistake. He's trying to get as much money as he can, and I mean, I don't blame him, right? I don't blame him. But I mean, at this point, the last remaining restricted free agent out there, Josh Giddey got his six-figure deal from the Chicago Bulls. Um, who else? Cam Thomas accepted whatever the Brooklyn Nets gave him. Just last night, the Golden State Warriors signed Jonathan Kuminga to a 2-year deal, right? Which the second year they can renegotiate that deal depending on how this season goes, right? Now, speaking of the Golden State Warriors, shout out to them. Shout out to my guy, who is Hendo, Warriors fan, Warriors supporter, and also shout out to Cheyenne as well, right? They too Golden State Warriors fans. But Golden State really they didn't really make any moves in the off season. In the summertime, they didn't really make any moves. And then closer to media day / training camp, they make a ton of moves, right? Signing Al Horford, signing DeAnthony Melton, signing Seth Curry, signing, they made a ton of signings, right? And Golden State, they're definitely going to be a good team, right? Definitely going to be a good team. But do I think they're going to be top six? Uh Possibly, right? Possibly they can, but I'm not gonna bank on it, right? But I mean, if you got Steph Curry on your team and Steph Curry is showing no signs of slowing down, I mean he did. I mean he slowed down a little bit when it comes to his production, right? His scoring production. But I mean, with Jimmy Butler on the team, you definitely gotta sacrifice a little bit, right? Even though Jimmy Butler doesn't really don't really take a ton of shots in the regular season, but there's some form of sacrifice that goes into it, right? But yeah, if you have Steph Curry on your team, you definitely have a chance every single season. But the point that I'm trying to make here with all the other stuff that I said is that most of the restricted free agents that were restricted free agents this offseason have been signed, right? Jonathan Kuminga got signed, Cam Thomas accepted whatever Brooklyn gave him. And Josh Giddey got his deal. Last man standing is Quentin Grimes. Now today, I don't know what time exactly. Y'all can tell me in the comment section. But I think today is the final or the deadline for him to accept the qualifying offer that the Sixers have for him. Right? I think it's what 8.7, 8.8. Yeah, it's 8.7 million for 1 year. Right? Today's the deadline for him to sign that. Now, because the Sixers did not, they his team wanted to extend it, but the Sixers didn't go for it. So today's the last day. Now, Quentin Grimes has to sign for the Sixers. Now, I think even if he doesn't sign, I mean, the Sixers still have his bird rights. The Sixers still own his rights, so he cannot just go sign with any other team like a free agent and go play for them. Right? I don't think it works like that, but I think there's probably stipulations in there that goes into it, right? But I expect Quentin Grimes to return to the Sixers, right? I expect him to return to the Sixers, but I'm just pissed off. Like right now, I'm just pissed because this could have been done a long time ago, right? This could have been done a long time ago. You could have been with the team, right, in training camp in Abu Dhabi, and gelling with the team. But you know, him quote unquote holding out. I mean, I'm not gonna call it that, but him trying to get as much money as he possibly can. I mean, it's not doing the team any good, right? Because I mean, I think he should have just took the 8.7 when once it was on the table. Once no team wanted to give him the qualifying. I mean, what am I saying? Once no team wanted to, give him any offer sheet, I think that right there should have, he should have signed or took the Sixers qualifying offer. Now the Sixers do have, I think they have 22 million under the second apron, right? That they could have given him, and they offered him that, but again, he turned it down because he believed he deserved more, right? He believed he deserved more. Humble says for you, I mean for DFJ, I mean for you, when defenses load up on you, what's the key for you in deciding when to attack versus when to trust the kick out? Damn, that's a very good question. I mean, I think it depends, right? It depends on the player, and also it depends on the personnel on the floor, right? Depends on the player and the personnel on the floor. Now, if you're Maxi, of course, you want your best players to be aggressive, but you should be aggressive with your head, right? And what do I mean by that? If you're Maxi, and I've said this multiple times, but I mean, I think if teams are loading up on you, the best thing is to get rid of it and reset, right? Right. So just get it out your hands and get it back, right? If you get rid of the ball, the defense will have to reset, and then when you get it back, you can get into whatever set that you want to get into. So if you want to ISO, you want to drive and kick, right? But I think for the most part, you get rid of it because you will definitely turn it over, right? Because if teams are loading up on you, it makes it very very difficult, and the shooters are open too. So if you got good shooters on the floor, if you got Jared McCain in the left side corner and you got Justin Edwards in the right side corner, you can trust those guys to make shots. Or I mean, maybe not Justin Edwards, but Paul George. You can trust those guys to make shots, right? But if you got Kelly Oubre in the left side corner and Trent and Watford in the right side corner, then I mean, you get rid of it and you get it back, in my opinion. Right? You get it and get it back. I mean, you give it up and you get it back. So, yeah, that's how I approach it. I got the Thunder, Rockets, Nuggets, Clippers ahead of the Warriors. Bro, the Clippers are missing the playoffs. I don't know what made you put the Clippers over the Warriors. The Clippers ain't doing shit, bro. Man, Clippers ain't doing shit, bro. He says for the team in general, what do you feel is the identity of the Sixer team compared to previous years? Because as you know, they will be wearing those throwback jerseys. You're 100% correct. And what's the identity of the Sixers? That's another great question too. What's the identity? Because last year, I mean, we had a disaster of a season, and there was literally little to no identity with that team, right? I mean, you can associate losing with that team, but I think heading into this season, I think this, I think they'll have the same identity that the 01 team had, right? Straight, a team, straight full of dogs, defensive guys all over the place, um, guys that are gonna play no matter what, give it everything they have. I think that's yeah, that's definitely going to be their identity. They're going to take the identity of the 01 team. I think they're going to finish what the 01 team started. Yeah, they're going to finish what they started 25, 26 years ago. I think that's the identity right there. Right? If you have that jersey on and you don't know what your identity is, then you probably shouldn't be playing for the Sixers. Right? You probably shouldn't be playing for the Sixers. Josh says we need Quentin Grimes to be the role player who makes big shots, which is what contenders always have. Um, yeah, absolutely, right, absolutely. But I think Quentin Grimes he can do more than your average role player, right? I think he can do more than your average role. Now, I'm not saying he should have some big role offensively, but I think he can. I think he definitely has a big. Yeah, he can definitely do. more than your average role player, right? I mean, last season, like he was like Ja, believe me, bro. The Pull Up Basketball podcast, and y'all can go check him out. After we traded for Quentin Grimes, he was telling me that Grimes is a very good offensive player. Now I knew him for his defense because he played for the Knicks, and my only memory of him playing for the Knicks was in the playoffs when they took on the Miami Heat. So that's all I remembered of him, right? Defensively, that's what I had of him. But bro, he showed us, variety of ways to get buckets and breaking down defenders off the dribble, get into his spots in the mid range, finishing at the basket, making plays for other guys. And I'm like, what? The Sixers have this? Damn. And it was tough. Now, I mean, yeah, it was on a losing team, so teams didn't really plan for that, or teams probably gave him those shots. But I mean, I think that an important question is, can he give you significant production in the playoffs when it matters? Right? Can he repeat those habits in the playoffs when the Sixers need it the most? Because keep in mind, now Joel Embiid is the best player on the Sixers, but in the clutch, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm not saying these guys are closers, but in the clutch, you want Paul George, you want Maxey, and you want if he returns, you want the ball in those three players' hands in the clutch. Right? You wanted it in Maxey's hands, you wanted it in Paul George's hands, you wanted it in Quentin Grimes' hands. Right? Now I'm not saying Embiid is terrible because Embiid is not Shaq, right? That's not what I'm saying. Embiid is not Shaq. But me personally, in the clutch, I think you should go to your perimeter guys, right? You should go to your perimeter guys. Now, obviously, if Joel Embiid has mismatches in the post, you definitely want to go to him, right? Take advantage of the mismatch down low, pause if necessary. But for the most part, like it's for your perimeter guys to shine. So I think, or I believe, if you have Quentin Grimes along with Maxey and Paul George, yeah, defenses, yeah, pick your poison. You feel me? Pick your poison. Whoever you want to, and the Sixers can go to whoever, depending on who's hot, right? Depending on who's hot. Nick Nurse can go to. You can choose to go with Grimes, Paul George, or Maxey. Right, so that's why I want Quentin Grimes on the team, and also I mean the Sixers don't have any playmakers on the team. Like I said earlier, if you have Grimes with Maxey, okay, now it balances out. Kyle Lowry's not going to have to play 30 minutes, no 35 plus minutes. I've been saying that the whole stream, but yeah, I think you definitely need balance when it comes to the guards. Who does what, and Maxey's not going to have to be a scorer every single time or be a playmaker every single time. Like when you have Grimes on the team, they can definitely share the roles and make it easier for each other in the backcourt. So yeah, definitely, most definitely. Cavaliers talk, what's good? I'm hoping this is the year. Absolutely. Now that's Tune in Sports, Cap and Ash. That's Tune. But yeah. Good takes, DFJ. Appreciate it, man. I mean, that's what we do on here, bro. We give good takes. That's what we do. I think the Sixers will finish 7 or 8. I mean, not bad. Significant improvement from the season prior, right? You're in the play-in, and in the play-in, anything can happen, right? The Sixers have won the play-in game before, so I guess it's safe to say that if they're 7 or 8, they make the playoffs because of their past. They've won they won a play-in game before, so it's safe to say that they win that play-in game. But I mean, 200 Sports, that's not bad. You think I was gonna get mad? And nah, 7 or 8, that's great. I mean, that's good, not great. That's good. That's an improvement from the year prior. So yeah, that's good. And DFJ for Maxey, when teams try to trap you high up the floor, what's your mindset for breaking that pressure without losing the pace you like to play at? Bro, like I said, it depends on personnel on the floor. Because I mean, when guys are trying to trap you, like they're trying to get the ball out your hands, they're trying to get you to turn it over. So me personally, as a guard, like when you're coming up the floor, you should anticipate what the defense is going to do, right? You should anticipate what the defense is going to do. And if you're Maxi and you're going off, guess what? The team will have a strategy to try to slow you down. So if they want to slow you down, then guess what? You got to play it smarter, got to play it quicker, and not wait for the double team to commit before you try to look for somebody to pass it to, right? But once you get off the ball, you should be repositioning yourself to receive or to get the ball back, right? Because like I said, Maxi is one of the closers on the Sixers, right? He has to be, right? He has to be one of the closers on the Sixers. So once you give it up, you should look to get it back and get into whatever set. And if they try to trap you again, somebody at the top of the key. I mean, no team traps at the top of the key. That's that's the dumbest thing to do in basketball. You don't trap at the top of the key because the offensive player can see whatever's in front of him, right? So teams will try to trap you like on the sideline, closer to half court, like in the corner of half court and the sideline. Like that's where teams usually like to trap players. So Maxi is going to have to play it smarter and have to going to play it quicker. Now, Maxi said something in his media day interview, which was very, very encouraging, right? Now, he said something along the lines. He said, when I was a younger player, playing with Joel, I could be wide open. He said, I could be wide open, but Embiid will still take the shot. And then when we get to the locker room, I tell Embiid, like, yo, I was wide open. And Embiid will tell me, Max, I didn't see you, right? And then he said last season, other guys were open. And then when they get to the locker room, they're telling them that, yo, we were wide open. And then he said, I couldn't see you. So he kind of knows that teams will look to, put two on the ball, from time to time and try to get them off the ball, or try to get somebody else to beat them. So I am hoping that Maxi watched a ton of film from last season, from opportunities where the Sixers could have capitalized on. I hope he's watching those, watching film and making those adjustments to his game the next season. Now it doesn't take like 3 months to make those adjustments like right away. It takes a long time to develop that aspect of your game. So, but I mean, hopefully he makes a huge progress from that heading into the next season because it really helps and it takes pressure off of you most of the time. Mike Sports Vibe says I got the Sixers between 5 and 8. The Jared McCain injury hurts. Yeah, Mike, it absolutely. That's why I was saying that I just hope Nick Nurse doesn't start to think that I got to give Kyle Lowry minutes because it'll definitely be terrible for us. Right? Definitely. Most definitely gonna be terrible. But 5 to 8, yeah, that's very, very realistic. I mean, TuneIn Sports says what 7 and 8. But 5 to 8, that's very, very realistic. But again, if you're in the playoffs, that means that you start the series on the road. And I don't trust the Sixers starting any playoff series on the road. That's just me. That's just how I see it. And I can back it up too. Josh says exactly. Grimes is the final piece that makes our offense unstoppable if everyone is healthy. Yeah, absolutely. And it gives Nick Nurse additional people to go to when needed, right? You don't have to just force feed, Embiid in the post or try to give Paul George ISOs from the top of the key or try to have Maxi, run and gun and try to get to the basket every single time. Now with Quentin Grimes, right, you have multiple options in the half court. And teams are going to have to play very, very smart and they're going to have to decide on who to trap, who to guard, or who to focus their attention on in the clutch cuz all four of them can close games, right? Now I'm not going to Embiid most of the time because I don't want my center operating at the top of the key. No, and when he gets in the post, teams are going to look to double team every single time. That's why I'm going with the three perimeter guys, right? And salute to my guy Kobe Bryant film room. Oh man, I think Maxi will be the closer this season most games. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong, right? He's gonna have the ball in his hands most of the time, but I mean, on off nights, games where it's not his, I mean, because players have those nights. Paul George can have it, and I'm very, very confident going with Quentin Grimes if Maxey doesn't have it, right? So, but Maxey is going to be the closer 9 times out of 10, definitely. He's got the clutch gene. Joel Embiid talked before about wanting to dominate on both ends. What do you take more pride in? An unstoppable scoring run or a defensive sequence that shuts a team down? I think a defensive sequence that shuts the team down, because if you shut teams down, guess what? You get opportunities in transition, and you can easily score points without having to work the clock, without having to work the clock down, right? Because I think NBA offenses really want to score before defenses get set, and they want to score with using less time. I think that's the goal for any offense, any team's offense. So yeah, definitely defense. Because if you can get that stop, guess what? You can capitalize in transition or on the other side. So Cavaliers talk says Cavs, Knicks, Magic, Pistons, Hawks are ahead of y'all. So you got the Cavs as the first seed this year too. That's interesting. But yeah, I would agree with the Cavs. Definitely the Knicks. I'm high on the Magic, the Pistons, Atlanta. I mean, that's fair, right? That's fair. And shout out to the Hawks too. They made a ton of moves. I like the pieces that they got, right? Nickeil Alexander Walker, Kristaps Porzingis, and they picked up somebody else. They made some good moves. Atlanta's definitely going to be a good team next season. Top 5 for sure. Right, top 5 for sure. And I'm also high on Jalen Johnson. I'm really high on Jalen Johnson. So yeah, I'm not even mad. Can't even be mad, bro. Maxi is your guy. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. But when it's time to criticize him, you gotta criticize. When it's time to give him credit, gotta give him credit for sure. Would you trade Joel Embiid for a player or rather some picks? For a player. For a player. Yeah, tune in sports. I mean, I said it's fair, right? It's fair because I mean nobody knows. Now I think Embiid is probably gonna play, right? But Paul George, I mean, we don't know as of right now, right? He's not even doing anything relating to contact, right? He's doing stationary drills, shooting drills, not really moving a ton. So, but I mean, Embiid is out there practicing with the team, right? And Embiid was icing the left knee, and people were concerned, oh, he's not healthy. Nah, he's just icing it, right? It's just ice, not the other ice, but regular ice. Regular ice. So I'm not a fan of it, but yeah, definitely. Josh says we don't have enough scoring from the bigs if Joel is out. Yeah, that's true because Andre Drummond is not really a scorer. Um, Bona is not really a scorer, but I think Bona can run the floor, right? He can run the floor in transition. I think he sets very, very good screens. You can use him as a lob threat. You can put him in a dunker spot. He can get you a few offensive rebounds and get some putbacks, or dish out to open shooters in the corner or at the top of the key. But yeah, I think I can trust him with it. He plays with a lot of energy. He's super athletic. I can trust him in that role. But in terms of running things for him, I don't. Yeah, but I mean, in pick and roll situations or in transition, he can definitely get you a quick 4 to 6 points coming off the bench. That's fair for him. But I think when Embiid is off the floor, that's when I want the perimeter guys to you know do something. Now, if you get mismatches in the post, yeah, you definitely go for it. But if Embiid is not on the floor, I definitely want the perimeter guys to go off to capitalize. But the scoring, yeah, that's why I was, I wanted us to get, another big, but I mean, what big is on the market that can, give you some decent scoring and can also get you defense with rebounding? Not too many of them, right? Not too many big men. So I should have known. I should have known better. You're a defensive. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I play defense for the most part. Like I sit in the chair. I'm the quote unquote point of attack defender. That's my role. So, but it don't mean I can't score. Now, if I play, I might bust your ass on the offensive side of the floor, definitely. But yeah, I'm also play defense too. Yeah, it's fair. I don't trust podcast P, bro. Thomas Bryant, man, get out of here, bro. I mean, Thomas Bryant is a good scorer. Don't get me wrong, but defensively, nachos. Defensively, yeah, he ain't like that. But I think getting Thomas Bryant, that's good because I mean he's been on teams that made deep postseason runs, the Denver Nuggets, the Indiana Pacers. So that's good. But does it help the Cavs? I mean, I don't know, but definitely good for that bum Evan Mobley for sure. Yeah, they do. But yeah, hopefully Quentin Grimes. I've been looking at my phone this whole entire time, hoping for a notification that Quentin Grimes signed with the team. But yeah, I mean, I think the team is still focused. Guys are still working out. I mean, Maxi is putting in work. Kelly Oubre is out there putting in work. Jabari Walker. I haven't really talked about him a ton because I don't know what role Nick Nurse is gonna have him in. But yeah, the guys they're working out, practicing. They take on the Knicks tomorrow, but so yeah, they're doing the necessary. But Embiid out there, shooting, not doing anything, putting stress on the knee. Paul George, okay. Paul George is out there too, with a left with the left sleeve on the left leg. But yeah, it'll be a good game. I mean, I'm not gonna watch it. I might tune in because it's gonna be very, very early. It's gonna be an early game. I hate those early games, but hey, that's what you got to deal with when your team is in a whole nother country, right? That's what you got to deal with. Yeah, but Quentin Grimes, the Grime Machine, Grimy Quentin, you listening? Yeah, just sign with the team, bro. Just concede and sign with the Sixers. You have no other choice. No team was willing to give you any offer sheet, right? I mean, you would think that, I mean, with that production, I mean, teams would be lining up to, give him a very, very good and lucrative contract, but no team was willing to give him that contract. So, I mean, right then and there, you should have just, took the qualifying offer and bet on yourself. But I mean, there's disadvantages with betting on yourself as well because if VJ Edgecombe starts out playing you, then guess what? Maybe Nick Nurse might. Now, I mean, Nick Nurse will probably not put VJ in the starting lineup, even if he's playing good, because Nick Nurse will probably, or most of the time, he would want to go with the veteran guys. But if you're getting outplayed and you fall out the rotation and somebody takes your spot, then you're not gonna get the contract that you wanted in the first place. So that's very, very risky, very, very tricky, and no player wants to, you want to take that risk, but just bet on yourself. I mean, I think guys that betted on themselves with the Sixers, it went well for them, right? It went well for them, right? Tobias Harris is an example. Now I know Sixer fans don't want to hear Tobias Harris, but Tobias Harris declined an extension with the Clippers. They moved them, got to the Sixers, and everything fell in the right place for him, right? They got rid of Jimmy Butler. They had no other option or no other choice but to sign him. So it worked out for him. And Kelly Oubre, I don't think Kelly Oubre really betted on himself. The Sixers gave him an opportunity. They gave him a chance, and then he played very, very well. And the Sixers ended up signing him to a 2-year, whatever they signed him to. So I think it's gonna go well for him. But the scoring production is not going to be there. The 23 a game that he gave the Sixers is not going to be there, especially if these guys are playing. Now, we don't know if these guys are going to play, but off the rip, we know PG ain't playing, and we know Embiid ain't playing. So if you sign with the team and you get on this team, right, you can get your numbers. You can get your numbers playing behind Maxey, right? If Maxey's giving us 26 a game, you can give us 20 a game too, right? And get your numbers. Now, if those two guys come back, those averages are definitely going to drop, right? And when they drop, maybe they might drop to 16 a game or whatever. But hey, at least you tried. You still gonna get your contract anyway, right? Teams are gonna sign you. So, but I mean, it's not good that NBA contracts are tied into your production because we have an example right here, right? And we had another example with Ace Bailey, who wants to go to a team that's terrible so he can, you know, get his numbers, get paid, turn into a superstar, what have you. So, but yeah, I just don't like it, but it is what it is. Yeah, Wemby would definitely Wemby would definitely cook him for sure. Josh says, I hope Daryl Morey signs him for 4 years for more than that lowballing offer. Yeah, that offer was yeah, that offer was yeah, it was definitely a lowball offer. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. But hey, as a team, you want to do things to that benefit you as well. I mean, do you want to go over the second apron because of him? So you got to think about yourself too. So maybe a bit more than 13 million for 4 years. Yeah, that's what I had for him. Right, that's what I was gonna give him. But not no 25 a year. Like, come on, bro. Not no 25 a year. Humble says Tobias Harris a true 76er staple. Yeah, 5.5 seasons with the team. No conference finals appearance to show for it. He got all his money. Yeah, that was terrible for us. That was absolutely terrible for us. But yeah, I think I got talked about everything that I wanted to talk about. With the team, preseason, different country, right? Very good for them. Jared McCain, Quentin Grimes. I covered everything that I wanted to talk about. Anthony Edwards, yeah. Anthony Edwards, definitely. For Anthony Edwards, yep. Yeah, but for the Cavs, I mean, when's the first preseason game? Y'all play tomorrow or play the day after? I mean, Tune, like I said, Tune, bro, you've been MIA, bro. You've been MIA. But yeah, that's everything that I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I think some people might call a game tomorrow, but I mean, I don't think it's necessary. But I mean, there's nothing wrong if you do it, but and if you want to watch the team and watch where everybody is, physically, endurance, how in shape they are. That's what I watch the preseason for. I don't care about wins and losses. right? I care about the condition that you're in. I care about how you're playing in terms of, your shot selections, your attention to detail, things of that nature. I'm not sure, to be honest. Um, you're excited to see VJ. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I want to see what VJ, because I seen this clip of VJ destroying Maxi one on one, and that was disrespectful. All right, that was. If I was Maxi, when we get to the locker room, I'm gonna say, "Yo, don't put them hands up, bro. We rumbling for sure. You're not gonna embarrass me like that. Like we definitely rumbling." But yeah, like VJ was very, very aggressive, right? Putting his shoulder in Maxi's chest and all that. So yeah, I definitely want to see what he brings to the table. Right. I want to see what he brings to the table. But yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Salute to my guy Humble. Salute to my guy Humble, Tune In Sports, my guy Ja. And I gotta make Ja a mod. I gotta mod you up. But once I get off this joint, I'm gonna definitely do it. But salute to Cavaliers Talk, Tune In Sports. Salute to Mike Sports Vibes Balling in the building. Y'all should definitely check him out. Covers everything Philly but the Eagles. All right, he's a Vikings fan, so y'all should definitely check him out. My guy Mitch Kovsky was in the building. Cheyenne was in the building. Rep Guy Reloaded was in the building. And Bookbag was in here too. Salute to all y'all. Salute to all y'all. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Smash the like button if you haven't already. DFJ pulled a Draymond. What you mean? Oh, yeah, bro. Shit. You're not about to. Hell no. Like, yeah, we rumbling for sure in the locker room. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Right, definitely. I've talked about Quentin Grimes the whole summer, so we definitely gonna have to cover it. Right, we definitely gonna have to cover it. Yeah, definitely. But I just hope it's any moment from now, bro. I just hope it's any moment from now. Um, cause bro, Bull playing too much, bro. He playing too much. Him, his representatives, like they playing too much. Just sign this shit, bro. Just sign this shit, bro. It ain't that hard. Pause. Just sign the contract. Ain't nobody giving you no offer sheet. And that's very, very surprising though, because you would think that, how good he played, you would think teams would offer him give him something decent, but no. But I think he also should have thought, if teams are not willing to give the other three any offer sheet, like what made you think that teams are going to give you any offer sheet? Now I'm not saying those other guys are better. Who's better? I guess you can decide, right? But yeah, he should have seen the writing on the wall. He should have seen the writing on the wall, and just sign with the team. Because if he signs with the team, it's going to be a little bit awkward in the locker rooms, in practice, shoot arounds, or what have you. It's going to be awkward a little bit, right? Because some guys might look at him as him being a little bit selfish, right? And it's just not. Bro, just get it done, bro. Just get it done. I'm tired. Just get it done. Because if you don't, you're not going to play next season. So, what's the point? What's the point? You're not going to have a job next season. So, bro, just get it done, bro. That's all I ask. But, yep. Sixers regular season starts in like 22, 23 days. So, I'm glad that basketball finally starts. But, yeah, we definitely have to see. He says you do realize KD left the Suns because he was tired of getting beat up by Anthony Edwards. Yeah, he did give him the belt in 2024. He gave him the belt in the first round. But yeah, the Rockets, that's a very, very good team, underrated team in my opinion. Got some good defenders, good defenders on the team, good scorers, young player in Şengün. So yeah, hopefully KD can get to the conference finals. Hopefully they can get there. But yeah. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. This was fun. Hoping to see y'all soon. Peace.